Well, the headlines have most certainly been startling. A suspect out on multiple violent bonds and then charged with murder. It's been happening for quite some time in our backyard. KPRC2 Investigates has examined this problem for well over a year now. But with so many recent cases making headlines, investigator Mario Diaz decided to take a look at some of the worst.
Outrage, disbelief, anger.
For Teresa Seck, it's personal.
I don't know what's the point of having bond conditions when you're not making them accountable.
The case of her brother, Patrick Akins, killed outside of his apartment on Houston's West Side 1 year ago, is number 3 on a list compiled by Crime Stoppers with KPRC2 Investigates of some of the worst cases of violent suspects who commit murder while out on multiple bonds.
I couldn't do it justice if I had to do 3, and that's pretty sad.
For well over a year, Andy Kahn of Crime Stoppers has been tracking the deadly trend.
This is just one poster board we could get pictures on.
To make Kahn's list, a violent defendant had to have one of the following when charged with murder: skipped out on a previous felony bond, a felony personal bond, or they had to have multiple felony bonds, which is exactly the case with Darian Caraway, charged with Akins' murder.
There was 3 aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon charges. 3 of them.
Yet he still made bond 4 times, according to Harris County court records. Number 2 on the list?
Defendant Zacchaeus Gaston.
Gaston, charged in mid-July with the shooting death of Layla Steele, who was holding their 1-year-old child. Their child also injured.
Gaston, 3 prior felony convictions, was a registered sex offender, out on 7 felony bonds, out on an ankle monitor which he chucked.
And when it can't get any worse, there's always number 1.
Jesus Gallegos.
A defendant with a long history of arrests involving drugs, guns, and domestic violence, as well as a long history of bonds.
You're on a get-out-of-jail-free bond. You're charged with felon in possession of a weapon. You're charged with assault with a family member. And you get another bond? Wow.
Gallegos is charged with beating his girlfriend to death last November. It happened 2 days after violating his bond conditions for failing to get fitted for an ankle monitor.
This is a danger for everyone that lives in Houston, Harris County.
State Senator John Whitmire is the longtime chair of the Senate Criminal Justice Committee in Austin.
Every elected official in Harris County has to make public safety an urgent matter.
The city is making a major effort in recent months.
There is no real justification for anybody to be out on 5, 6, 7 felony bonds.
Commissioner Rodney Ellis helped lead bond reform so low-level offenders weren't caught in the system.
Has the bond reform system, the way you envisioned it, worked the way it has with violent offenders, sir?
But the bottom line for Seck is simple.
I don't understand why this is political. It's common sense. Do something about this problem.
We have built out the worst of the worst for you even further online. 5 additional suspects that you can see right now on click2houston.com.